Alright, I'm going to try one more time with this Tosafos. So Tosafos Yavamas Tesam Beis Ra Chara Tavalim Makabel Gerim. The Gemara has an opinion that there's evil that falls upon people who accept converts. Again, it's not saying that it's halachically prohibited to do this. It's just saying that you're going to deal with certain consequences. It might be cultural, it might be social, it might be spiritual, whatever they are. So I'm going to read the Haino Heichad Shemesinois in Liskayer, Shemekabla in Miyad. So he says that that's really only a case, it's not everyone is Mekabel Gerim, but only someone who either is lifting someone up to convert, let's say they're bribing them, which maybe, aliyah could be a bribe, but it's something else, or they accept them immediately, which Shulchan Aruch doesn't seem to paskin like that, because Shulchan Aruch says, Mekabel Nois Miyad, so we'll go on from there. However, Aval Ibrahim is Atzmin, it's Amsin, sorry, the sky Yeshlon L'Kabel. However, if they push to convert, we should accept it. It doesn't say there 3 times, it just, Sahari Mitzinu, and we discussed that before, it's as if there's some superstition that 3 is some magic number, that if you ask the rabbi 3 times, then he has to accept you. No, if someone's not ready and not worthy, and they're asking 1,000,000 times, you don't accept them. And there are certain people, they could be ready pretty quickly. Again, not miyad, but they have to learn a little bit, and then once they've done their learning, we should be accepting
In
them.
a quarter mile, at Long Mountain Circle, take the second exit onto the South Palisades Interstate Parkway ramp to New York.
It should take whatever. I think 6 months is a fair amount of time to learn. A year is, especially if someone younger. If someone's very, very young, I think, right now after what happened, I can see reason why someone who, unless they're converting as a family or something, to think twice, but so let's see again what Tosafos actually says, because it's not saying what people are trying to say that's saying. We see that Abraham, Isaac,
Exit the traffic circle onto the ramp.
Were punished because they did not accept Timnah.
In half a mile, merge onto Palisades Interstate Parkway South.
Shabbosel Iskaya, because she came to convert. So since she was rejected, she went to go be a concubine to Eliphaz, the son of Esau. Amalek. And Amalek came from her. The Sarinhu Israel, who caused suffering, was the enemy of the Israelites. And this is a Gemara in Sanhedrin that tells this.
Continue on Palisades Interstate Parkway South for 27 miles.
Sanhedrin, Tzadik Testament base, 99b. V'gam Yehoshua, Kibul Rochav Hazoyna, and Joshua accepted Rahab, the prostitute, B'Noama Berusa Moyavia, and Naama and Ruth. These are the Naama and Ruth, the Moabites, of Reish Perik, Baba Madlikin, in the Gemara, the 2nd chapter in Shabbos Lamed Aleph said, Shagir Hill Oisai Sha'amar Gareno Mlasha Tisameni Kohen Gadol. This, I think, is very similar to this case that we had with this Ingerman, who is unfortunately, and I'm hoping temporarily for Darban, and we're davening they should do tshuva. And it was even written up in the Ami magazine that we are all davening you should do tshuva. So it's something that was written and published, that we're all davening as the Klal Yisrael should do tshuva. So Hillel said, someone came to Hillel, he said, convert me on the condition that I will be the high priest, which is impossible. And or then the other one who said, very famous, teach me all the Torah while standing on one foot. Excuse me, even though they weren't pushing and they were making very improper types of requests. Yodea Haya Hillel Behen Shesayfim Lias Kerim Gemurim. Hillel knew that in the end they would be full converts, as it was at the end. Satmar Rav Schus Yigalenu says that Hillel Ozokin had Ruach HaKodesh, that's how he's able to know. But those of us today, we don't know, and that's why you have to test someone. But I remember, again, asking Kalver Rebbe about, I think I mentioned the last video I was going to mention, about someone who wanted to be a ger, and I don't think I mentioned the video. I said, does he already have a Jewish soul? You know, because I believed that mythology about the Jewish soul, which is nonsense, and the Rebbe Buddha from Shischa rejects it. It's just, I say it's Chabad that the only ones that made up this whole theology of the Jewish soul. What's the mythology? But anyway, Kalver Rebbe, who I hold is a Baruch HaKodesh, is, you know, Tzaddik Emes, and he said, I can't say such a thing. One thing I can say, he has to decide if he wants to be a ger or not, and if he does, it'll be to his benefit. That's what Kalver Rebbe told me. So, and that's really what it is. It's always to benefit to someone if they're going to be. And the truth is, this younger man, all right, so he was Toyel Rishonis, right? So he, for that, you know, it's Sidkas Tzaddik L'Yitzalenu B'Yom, right? But he could do tshuva, and he has to do tshuva. We all have to do tshuva. But certainly the ger is chal, unfortunately, we could say now. But sof kol sof, it's not unfortunate because I know a lot of people are regretting, even though it seems that they've exaggerated how much money they gave to this particular Ingerman, although just to live a very simple Pashat life in Williamsburg is ridiculously expensive. I think it's even worse in Borough Park. But in any event, you live like this, whatever it is. People who gave that money, they were Mekayim Mitzvah V'Aftem as a ger. So for that alone, it was kedai for him to be medai. It's not nice to treat a person like a lulav, you know. But sof kol sof, there's emes in that. So and so the mitzvah was chal, the big mitzvah people did, and the truth is, all that time he was a shemer ter mitzvahs, and he was a voile yid, and then later the Yetzer Hara got the better of him, and a big Yetzer Hara is to be a oiber chocham and gaiva. That's later the reingefallen in the zeller gezachen. Later medaf osler and jeder eine. Everyone has to learn from that, just like we said. Yechnin Kohen Gadol Seif Yoma became a tzduki. Acher, all the big, you know, there are many people who this Indian happened to, and we have to. But we say Acher Chazer Bach, just like Rebbe Meir said, and that's what we're holding. All right, so Sof Kol Sof, you know, the way that the Tosafos reads out at the end is supportive of gerus, but of course, 100%, you don't just dunk somebody who doesn't know anything. They have to learn. They have to know what they're getting into. A man has to have tefillin, has to all these things, you know. And the thing is, most people don't want to be Megayer, you know. So, you know, but someone who wants to, they still should be educated. And again, even a lot of people who consider this very strongly make a decision on their own as adults that they're not going to do it. Like I said in the other story, there were people who I thought for sure were going to be Megayer, and I kind of feel like it's my fault because I disappointed them, because I did things nothing to do with them, but I was very friendly with them and fraternized with them and told them about my own problems and things I was struggling with at the time, and it made it Chilul Hashem, and I sometimes blame myself that's why they didn't come Tachas Kanfer Shechina. But you know, I always say, when I heard that Glenn Beck was looking for a new religion, him and his wife together. He said he would have been such a great Eid because he's such a great person. I consider him to be one of the greatest people who's alive today. But lighter, he fell into the Mormons instead of to Eden. And he actually, and I've been saying this for years, and then I heard him say, he said, no, he did want to be a Eid, but he couldn't give up the food. All right, if you can't give up the food, you can't be a Eid. That's the situation we're in. I'll tell you something else. I'll end with this story. Rabbi Weinberger is all gesund sein. I have a big havamina maybe to go to Woodmere tonight, but I'm not dressed for Woodmere. Well, I'm dressed for Woodmere. Maybe not, But anyway, maybe like this, I'll just go. So, anyway, and actually Rabbi Kramer's going to be there as a friend of my other Rebbe who we talked about, who we try to keep anonymous, protect his. We should have for Shlema, Rabbeinu Yaakov Halevi ben Chanash for Shlema. Baruch Hashem, he's home. So, and now we're entering into the Yartzeit Rabbi Nosson Zal. So Sof Kol Sof. And then we got to finish up and upload this and learn the Rebbe Melech, right? Yesterday was Wednesday. I should have done that yesterday. Oi. Anyway, Rabbi Weinberger said when he was a Malamed in the Ezra Academy, there was a boy found out he wasn't a Yid, and they said, all right, tomorrow we're going to bring you to the mikveh, make you a Yid. He found out his mother wasn't really Jewish. And this kid, he came to Rabbi Weinberger's house and said, I need to sleep here tonight because I don't know what I'm going to do the one night. I'm not Jewish, and I don't want to do it. Even he's allowed to. And that's the question we all have to ask. And I think a lot of these people who are fighting against Asher Meza, especially, they have to ask themselves, if you found out tomorrow that you're not a Yid, what would you do? How quickly would you jump into that mikveh? Or would you do it at all? Or would you take a break for a week? Or would you wait until after Pesach? Or whatever it is. What would you do? How long would it be until So, and I'll tell you, we had a case like that, and they called me, and I said, "What shul you daven in?" And they said, "The shul." I said, "Your Rav there is a big mumcha in Geiris. He'll do it." And he did it. They wanted me to do it. I refused. I said, "No, you go to your Rav, and they'll take care of it." And he did. And Baruch Hashem. So, someone who was in our community moved somewhere else. But anyway, that's the story I'm saying when I was a Rav in Richmond. So thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. We'll see you later. All right, how do I turn this thing off?